Hello everyone, I'm Banner Press Sports Editor Joe Alberico, and I'm joined by Brenham High School's first-year head football coach Eliot Allen for the first Banner Press Football Coaches Show of 2018. Coach, how's it going this morning?
It's going okay. We got a new week and a new challenge ahead, and we're excited to go attack it.
You know, I know it was a tough debut for you Friday night. Your Cubs opened the season with a tough home loss to Magnolia West. You're traveling to battle another former district opponent this week. After going over Friday's game film, I guess what were your biggest takeaways from that Week 1 loss to Magnolia West?
Well, certainly that was not an ideal situation. We're not at all happy with what happened on Friday night. A little embarrassed about that. But the one thing that you do get the opportunity to do is, when you go back and watch the tape, you get to see, the good things and the bad things, and oftentimes you're never quite as good as you thought you were, and you're never quite as bad as you thought you were when you get a chance to watch it. So takeaways are, we did show some improvement in spurts. The negatives were when we were dealt adverse situations. We didn't handle them well. We had that third quarter was just a real bad recipe of all kinds of turnovers and mistakes, and really fell behind there. So we have to do a better job to put the fire out when those kind of things start happening.
Your first offensive possession, you guys marched down the field and really kind of punched them in the chin there, and obviously they responded. And I think on Friday you said, we had opportunities to score on pretty much every possession in that first half. We kind of shot ourselves in the foot. What do you think kind of fell apart there for you guys?
A couple of things. One, they were a really good opponent. We haven't seen that level of football in our scrimmages, and so oftentimes the better the opponent, the more those mistakes are revealed. But we just didn't string together drives. In the first drive, we did okay. We actually had one fourth down conversion, and I'm not a huge go for it on fourth down guy, but just had confidence in what we were doing. But then thereafter, we got one penalty will set you behind the sticks a little bit, or one missed block results in a sack, and just little things like that keep you off balance and not able to convert on first, get those first downs.
Heading into the week, you told me that we would see two quarterbacks, and that was certainly the case. Juniors Garrison Weiss and Alden Schrader both saw time, both led a scoring drive. Can you kind of break down what you saw from the two of them, and can you tell me, are we going to see two quarterbacks going forward?
So I was pleased with both of their performances. Obviously, playing quarterback is when things are going well, you're the biggest star in town, and when they're not going well, then everybody points a finger at you. I thought both of them did things well, at times, and Garrison obviously provides a little bit of extra with his feet. He's able to run and get some first downs that way. Whereas Alden is a little bit more of a pocket guy, but he ran the ball well at times, and they both just bring different dynamics to what we can do offensively, and I guess we'll continue with two until if we settle on one, great, and if we don't, we're fine with playing with two.
So Magnolia West is obviously in the rear view now and focuses on Waller. So after that loss, did you have a message for the Cubs coming into practice, for this game? Ahead of preparations.
The big thing is we got a chance to break the tape down and see it with the kids, and we have to eliminate mistakes. And I think my biggest challenge was, we don't want to feel like this again. And so the only way to dig your way out of that cellar is to hone in on those mistakes and make an effort to improve those throughout this week in practice. Friday's a mental day, but you have to put in the work throughout the course of the week to correct those mistakes and get better.
I know that's something you've preached, and you've told me that each week you want to get 100% better. Were there certain things that you were focusing on this week to kind of do that? This week I can tell you, offensively it's just a matter of being consistent. You can have 10 guys on offense that are doing the right thing and one guy that doesn't, and when the play blows up, it looks like 11 guys were terrible, and oftentimes it's one guy. Defensively. We have to do a better job with our defensive line, hitting, we're a gap controlled defense, and oftentimes we were hitting one wrong gap with a defensive lineman, which throws off a linebacker fit, which throws off a secondary fit, and then we've got to do a better job in coverage. We'll work that a little bit more this week. So you're traveling to Waller. I think they lost 20-10 to Bryan last week. How much do you know about the Bulldogs? What are you expecting from a team looking obviously to bounce back on their own grass? But I know Waller and Brenham have had a long history of great ball games. There's a good rivalry there. I know that Waller will play their best football when they're playing against Brenham. The things that I've seen, they're a physical football team. They're going to be in the wishbone. They're going to want to run the football. I think they're a solid defense. They have 7 or 8 returners on defense. And so it's going to be tough, and we've always, our philosophy defensively is not to allow consistency in the opponent's run game, and I think that's going to kind of be the determining factor this week, is whether or not we can eliminate some of that consistency in their run game.
So, Coach, finally it was a tough week 1, but how good would it feel just to get that first W in Cubs green and wake up Saturday morning 1-1?
It's always great to win. I think I'm still more focused on getting better as a football team. I mean, right now, you want to win every game you play, but obviously we want to be playing our best football weeks 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so on and so forth. And in order to get there, you have to really hone in on the mistakes that we're making now so we can play as close to perfect football down the road as we can.
All right, that'll do it for us. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week.